I've been semi-retired now for years. In fact, I left my corporate job in 2007, and then I opened up my own business. I was self-employed, and I worked really hard at my business for at least the first 10 years. I worked hard. But the last 5 or 6 years or so, I've really been slowing down my work life. I still work, but I work when I want to, how much I want to, really at what I want to, unless something has to be done. Of course, then I do that. But after so many years, I can now share with you what I feel are the realities of my retired life, anyhow. And if I'm honest, I still have a fear or two about retirement that still pop up all the time. I'm Maureen DOBRANSKI. This is Life Starts at Retirement. I produce a retirement lifestyle video every Monday morning, and we are growing our Facebook group as well. It's at facebook.com/group/Life Starts at Retirement. We would love to have you. Now, the first reality that I have learned in my life, anyhow, I'm much less stressed than I used to be. And I can honestly remember driving down the freeway on my way to my corporate job, getting a stomach ache. Sunday nights, I would get a stomach ache. My job in corporate world had become unmanageable, unbearable. It was awful. And yet, to some degree, I was addicted to it. I needed the paycheck. I had a job to do. I can't just not do it. It was awful. And the stomach ache, I honestly, the stress was horrible. Now, fast forward to today, I still have some stress. I still manage my business, but I rarely let the worry about things get to me. I rarely get upset. I rarely lose any sleep over the business aspect of things. The stress is almost gone, and it feels great. Now, another reality that I can share is freedom that I have. I love, love, love freedom. It's absolutely wonderful. I can take the grandkids when I want to. I can go see my parents. I can go to the trailer, which I'm leaving here in about 10 minutes to go to, or I could work all day. I love the freedom. But for me, along with the freedom comes a little bit of guilt. I'm working on this, but I do honestly still feel a little guilty. There are times when I feel like I should be taking the grandkids more often, or I should be going to see my mom and dad more often, or I could even be working more often. But it's all about balance. And so far, or lately anyhow, the retirement aspect has been more about myself and more about me and Ken as a couple, and I feel guilty. But I try my hardest to be a good person, to take my grands, to go see my parents, to work, and to balance it all out. So the freedom is great, but I'm working on a little bit of that guilt. If anybody has managed that part of their life, I would love to hear how. Please let me know in the comments. Now, another reality that I have is there just aren't enough hours in a day. I remember my dad, when he was retired, his famous line was, "I'm just too busy. I can't do that. I'm too busy." And we would all laugh and go, "We're busy doing what, Dad?" But at the same time, now I find myself I'm busy. I don't know what I do all day long, but I'm busy. And Mom and I call each other every day, and I'm on the phone with her every evening. And I'll say, "Hey, Mom, what did you do?" And she tells me about her day. And then she says, "And what did you do?" And I go, "Well, I don't know. I went for a walk and I did a little bit of work maybe, or I played with the grandkids. But I don't know what I do all day long. But I'm busy. There really aren't enough hours in a day." Now, the next reality, and this is reality and fear at the same time, is what I call health and time. Two things kind of bundled together. I see my parents where they're at in their stage of life right now, and honestly frightens the daylights right out of me. My dad right now is in a full-time long-term care facility, and the facility has been fabulous, but it surprised me at how quickly he went from himself, what I call himself, to where he is today. Just 2.5 years ago, he was driving, he was fine, and now he's in this long-term care facility. It really bothers me. And then I also see my mom, and now she's learning to do things for herself and to be by herself. And although she sees Dad pretty much every single solitary day, I just don't like the stage of life where they're at. And this is why I think I try so hard to live my life to the fullest, even more than I used to, because health and time. We don't know how much time we have left and how healthy we will be. So I really try hard to balance that out and live life to the fullest. Make your retirement remarkable. Okay, and then my bigger fear, I think even, or maybe equally, is I still worry too much about money. Now we're fine financially, we're okay, but if there's anything I lose sleep over, it's money, and I'm not sure how to combat this fear. We haven't as yet started our government pensions, and so I know in a few years we'll be getting that and adding that to our monthly income. But I still think about money far, far, far too often. And when I let this fear get away from me, the only way I can combat it right now is by thinking about my parents, thinking about how quickly that happened. And so enjoy life now, because I don't know what my future or Ken's future will look like. So when I do get overcome with fear about money, think about my parents and spend the money. Take a deep breath and just spend it and enjoy it. But if anyone else has gone through this or is still working through, I'd love to hear what you have for advice as well. So this is just a short video about a few of the realities and fears that I still have about retired life, or that I've been through about retired life. I'd love to hear about yours. I am Maureen DOBRANSKI. This is Life Starts at Retirement. Again, I produce a retirement lifestyle video every Monday morning, and we are growing our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join us. Facebook.com/group/Life Starts at Retirement. Go make your retirement remarkable.